time it is!
Thank you all for checking out the C Squared Hour. I'm your host, Chris. I hope you guys all are keeping with your resolutions. I know I didn't make one. Did have to take kind of a little hiatus again. I would like to blame it on something real. Dry January and there's no way I could do this. It's totally dry. Or, no. Technical issues? No. However, I did readjust some stuff, so maybe this is going to sound better. Who knows? But no, that's not it. I was sick for 1 week, lazy for others, and tried to record one episode, and I got way too drunk and said shit that even I thought crossed the line. So, that's where we're at. So what did I do when I took this break and wasn't doing anything? No marketing, no anything. I started a t-shirt shop for my show. That's right. If you go to Teespring, you could find C Squared Hour shirts. 3 different models so far. So you can do that. And what you want to do, if you start a store and you're going to need to market it on something, what you need to do with that is the place you're going to market it, you want to go dark for over a month. That way, not only is your show lost, but the store you started doesn't even really get anyone going to it. So, anyway, check out my shirt store. A lot easier that way. See, I'm learning some of the radio tricks, how to, put what words where. You hear how I picked it up right there? Huh? Anyway, Teespring website, you can look up C Squared Hour. There's links on all my socials. There's going to be links in this episode. I think there's a link in the show description. So it's all there. So go buy some shit if you want. Of course, you're all wondering, where is the other Chris? Homeboy is back in Washington, D.C., back in the lobbying game. I know some of you are probably saying, well, he lobbies a lot. How could he really believe in any of this sort of stuff? Or how could he really... First of all, he does have his principles. He doesn't lobby for anything he doesn't truly believe in, which I find really inspiring. Because quite honestly, if I was trying to become a lobbyist and I was in that market, and I think I would sell myself to the highest bidder. I don't care. He's making sure all of his lobbying energy is being spent on shit he truly believes in. I find that inspiring. Currently, he is out there lobbying for hardware supply companies. He is trying to get it legal to get rid of snow and ice with blowtorches. And I'm not talking about the whole, the Rambo blowtorches, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood blowtorches. No, the little homemade blowtorches that, like, if you have a big barbecue pit, you use it to light that. One of those. He's trying to make it just the home ones, again, not trying to go too fucking nutty with it, all right? He's trying to make it legal to use those to clear driveways and sidewalks of snow and ice. Seems like a weird idea, right? Well, I thought so until he started explaining it to me, and boy, I am starting to see the merit in the argument. Step 1. Easier snow removal for elderly, disabled, Quite honestly, you can help entire neighborhoods very quickly. Right there, you're already helping out a certain sector of the community. Easier snow removal means less snow and ice, which means less slip and falls, which means less injuries to people, less insurance claims, less stuff all around the board. And yeah, we're worried about hospitalizations. Hey, there's a way to stop them, right? Right? Another big factor, if you look at one of the most American-made markets, if you will, one of the most, not sure exactly how to describe this, but if you look at one of the, God, this is so fucking soon. This is why you don't do this at fucking 12:30 in the morning. Of consumer goods that are used in the United States, hardware and tools and things along those lines tend to be the most American made. So, if you increase the amount of hardware that could be bought and used specifically, or, for, it's going to help these American companies, these factories, these what have you. It's going to help them. More jobs in America. There it is, right? Biggest issue running into, obviously, insurance companies. Here's the thing, though. Not as against the idea as you would think they were. Obviously, you give everybody a goddamn blowtorch, you're running into some issues, right? We all see that. We're not fucking stupid. We get that. However, if you weigh the cost of the danger of Johnny American having a home blowtorch, I don't know how else to describe it, because it's not really a blowtorch. You just hook the thing up to a propane tank, and it's not really a blowtorch. But it is. It is a blowtorch. I digress. You look at the cost, and you look at what could happen with that, and you say, holy shit, that is a horrible idea to let people, until you start looking at the cost of slip and fall accidents, of, I guess it's just slip and fall accidents, but how much those cost insurance companies year in and year out, and you start looking at those numbers and you say, maybe if people with the means to buy a personal blowtorch use it safely, maybe we see less of this and it's going to cost us less money. So a winter fire versus a bunch of people slipping and falling, right? I could see this being a long process, simply because the side that's against it isn't fully against it. So he's going to have a lot of work to do. And honestly, if this gets through, if he's able to lobby this through Congress to a law, I wanted to make a Biden joke there, but I don't know which one to make without sounding like an asshole. So I'll just leave it, because I don't know. I haven't figured out what Biden jokes I enjoy making yet. Is he old? Is he stupid? Is he... I don't know yet. Is he too much of a liberal? Is he too... Don't know. I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure it out and get back to you guys. Once you start hearing my Biden jokes, you'll see which side of the fence I came down on that. But if Chris is able to get this moved to the president's desk and signed into law, with how weird the arguments are going and how each side is sitting on it, if he could do it, I see his lobbying career booming. So let's wish him luck. Like I said, I was very against the idea until he started throwing some ideas down my throat, and I'm like, oh, it's not the first thing I've had down my throat, right? He started throwing ideas at me, and I thought, wow, I see the merit. It's really too bad that he couldn't be here, because especially with all the snow that's happening. There's a big storm hitting Colorado tonight, and the snow that's been happening. We have a fabulous, fabulous C squared story about getting caught in the snow. But there is absolutely no way I could tell it. Actually, we have two kind of. The other one isn't as good, but there's one that's just fucking epic. There's no way I could tell it without him, and in fact, it would be rude of me to do it. So, remind me when he gets back from his lobbying bid. Remind me, folks, to get that story brought up. Just say 50-cent beer night. That's all you need to know. Yep. Even though it's a new year, your boy's still using a paper outline and pens. That's how he rolls. He may have an online merch store, but he still goes old school. Poor pen companies. What are they going to do? How come we're not talking about pen companies? All this digital, they say, yeah, with that paper, it's okay for the trees, but now we're doing paper. But what about pen companies, pencil companies, crayon companies? I bet you Crayola's taking a big hit the more and more we move to. Might be an interesting bailout. I'm just kind of, spitballing here. This just popped in my head. I may not have done the whole last month thing because I did start the store and I knew I was going to have to promote it. I was going to have to say, hey, buy a dumbass t-shirt. And I absolutely hate self-promoting, or it's going to be, you have to brag a little bit about it. And, oh yeah, these are fantastic. I can't do it because I hate braggers. I don't hate people who truly celebrate an accomplishment. I hate social media braggers. Let's put it that way. Because they're all the same person. They're all the person who say, I decided 6 months ago that I wasn't going to let fear dictate my life. And so after this, da 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 da. 3 paragraphs later. And so that's why I drove to the store in the dark. And oh, good for you. Oh, we're so proud of you. Shut the fuck up and get a friend. You know why you don't tell your real friends that? Because you would have to look in their eyes and tell them that. And you wouldn't see 90% of the people saying good job rolling their eyes while they said, oh, good job. You would actually have to tell a person. But no, you can make yourself feel better over social media without having to be judged for how fucking stupid the thing is you're trying to brag about. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I just hate having to brag, or I hate having to promote, and I see it as bragging. So, but obviously, new year, same talk. Randy, let's lace him up, bud. We went and played mini golf together. I gave you the offer then. Offer still stands. Let's lace him up, buddy. Speaking of celebrity boxing, Lamar Odom, celebrity big brother. I have a bit of a bone to pick with, let's call it the alcohol community. Especially craft beer people. Okay? Here's the issue I'm running into. You go to any local brewery and they have all sorts of, great beers. Just obviously, I like myself a local beer. I don't tell you which one I'm drinking right now because fuck you, no recommendation. But every location, every craft beer location, and every craft beer company that you see in convenience stores or grocery stores, they all have a beer that is 8.2% alcohol. Right? Which is all fine and dandy. Drink 3 of those and, have yourself a night. Whatever. That is the same percentage as malt liquor. Steel Reserve, Old English. Those are all 8.2. Why are those so looked down on when they just found a way to do it cheaper? Sure, it may not be the best quality, but it's the same percentage. Why is that? I guess what I'm asking is, why is the spectrum so wide between how classy an 8.2% craft beer is and an 8.2% Old English is? They seem to be closer than, I mean, shit. You could say they're closer than, like, what, a nice IPA versus a Budweiser. They're probably closer in family than those. So, alcohol people, let me know why is there such a hatred, or why is it so looked down on that is malt liquor compared to your 8.2% beers? That's all I'm asking. So this is the first episode I have done since the holidays. Merry Christmas, folks. Oh, and it just so happens I'm doing it at 1 a.m. on Groundhog's Day. Everybody get ready. I am still a person who likes to go out shopping. I like to have whatever present I want to have in my hot little hand at the time, right? So out there shopping, and I figured out the very specific difference between Target and Walmart. Went to both, all right? At Target, all the people I saw were relatively attractive, all groomed, wearing clothes that were fit for public. I go to Walmart, dirty, mostly ugly, not horribly cleaned, not really wearing clothes to speak of that you would call clothes, more like just cloth that you find laying around. But if you go into a Target and you go into a Walmart, one thing you'll notice: in Target, no one is happy. Absolutely no one is happy. Everyone's fucking miserable in Target. There's people in Walmart who are positively giddy, who basically look like a 6-year-old when the ice cream truck's coming by. They are just... And you don't understand why. You look at these people. Here's why. Ignorance is bliss. These Walmart people who are wearing cloth cut into clothing shapes are able to have such blinders on to the outside world that they don't realize how miserable they should be. Whereas you go to Target, I'm shopping on December 12th. This sucks. They see the whole world. They see everything going on. And they realize how much it sucks. And they have to. Granted, you will never see a full-on 10-person fist fight in a Target aisle. Because for the same thing that makes them miserable about the entire world and what they're doing and what they're... is the same thing that's going to click in when it's just like, oh, this is fucking stupid. If anyone saw me get in an argument at a Target over this, like, fuck this, I'm just going to leave. Walmart people, the ones with the blinders, the ones who are positively giddy at Walmart, they'll throw down because they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Anyway, that's my Target versus Walmart I know a lot of people have tried to put the pulse on it. It's simple. Dumb people are happier. And dumb people are angrier. Dumb people are more in touch with their emotions. I think that's what it is. That's where I'm really going with this. They are more in touch with their emotions. Smart people have all this logic and knowledge and not to offend anybody, but the average IQ of Walmart versus Target shopper, that's all I'm going to say. Dumb people love emotions. Retard strength. That's all I got's emotion. I guess since I am an overweight white guy, I do have to talk about the football playoffs. My 49ers lost to the Rams. Rams in the Super Bowl. The Bengals got in the Super Bowl over Kansas City. And I'm not going to go too much into that. There's enough shit going on about that. I will give you my quick prediction. Cincinnati is fucked. They have no offensive line. And it looked like the second half of the last game, Aaron Donald remembered who he was. So I think it's going to be a competitive game, but not a close game, if that makes sense. Even down to like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it's still going to be mathematically possible for the Bengals to win, even though it's an outside shot. So that's what you're going to see. Baseball Hall of Fame ballot, everyone's pissed off because Barry Bonds isn't in. Or look, I'm going to be quick on this too because everyone has a huge take on this too. It's the same thing with the Pete Rose thing. If you did steroids and you owned up to it and you just, took your beating like a man and said, yep, you know what, I did it. If your resume warrants it, look at like a Robinson Cano who got suspended for PEDs. He may not have the first ballot credentials, but you know what? When he just took his suspension and didn't say shit, he is not going to be looked down on in baseball history. The problem is the whole cover-up thing. The Barry Bonds, the McGuires, the Sosas, going in front of Congress, going in front of... I never did this. I never did. That's the problem. You know why Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame? It's not the gambling thing. It's because every chance he had to make it right, he fucked it up. Okay, yes, I did gamble when I was a manager. Oh, wait. A story's going to come out about it. Okay, well, I'll control the nerve. No, yes, I did gamble on baseball, but not the Reds. Oh, no, I did gamble on the Reds, but only... He only made those statements when it benefited him, when he was going to line his pocket. And Major League Baseball said, all right, well, fuck you then. If he would have just came out and just a random interview and said, you know what, I did this. He does that, say, 10 years ago. He's in the Hall of Fame right now. The cover-up is worse than the crime. And that's the Baseball Hall of Fame as it is, I guess. If you own the steroid thing, you're going to get in eventually. That's how it's going to happen. I also got to talk about this. It was announced today that Brady officially retired. Yes, no. This is the real one. This isn't the one ESPN reported. This is the real one. This is the time he really... I have not enjoyed listening to terrestrial, quote, I don't know, sports talk radio in, I can't remember when. Just a solid 3 days of listening to ESPN radio, just dig their heels in. Oh, nope, he's retired. No matter what the report, no matter what Brady was saying, and then listening to all the other stations just beat ESPN to the ground. Just like, yeah, you look at you trying to be so quick and try to be just watching them getting so, God, the battle was fucking great. That was the best part. I could care less if Brady was going to retire or not. But that was the best. The radio wars. You don't get those much anymore. You know what I mean? You don't get the. But that was a pretty good radio war right there. God, that was great. The funny thing is, I was able to figure out what went on with that whole thing. He was going to retire. ESPN reported it when they knew it. He got pissed off that they did it before he did it, so he tried to make Adam Schefter and company look like idiots. When he announced his retirement, apparently Pats fans were noticing that there was a lack of mention of New England, so much. Oh, is this a slight against New England or the fans? Or no, here's what it is. Someone linked to the Patriots is the one who reported it to ESPN. That's all it is. So he's saying, fuck all of you, New England. Since one of you did this, none of you are getting the shout out. God, wouldn't it be great if he went in the Hall of Fame as a Buccaneer? I don't know. I'm having a real hard time building up my give a fuck on this. So I'm trying to find some, I guess, new and funny ways of thinking about this, but honestly, my give a fuck meter on this is pretty goddamn low. So maybe it's because I'm more worried about the Super Bowl than Brady, but I gotta be honest with you folks. Southerners, the southern United States, they may have bad education. They may have horrible hygiene. They may be inbred. But goddamn, do they pull off dangerously obese better than anyone in the world. You see a hideously obese person in California. They can't get into buildings. They're sweating weird. They're all sorts of weird shit like that. You go to the South, you go to Mississippi and see a dangerously obese guy. He's fucking walking around like he owns the place. He figured out how to do it. Southern 400 pounders have figured out how to do it. They've got it down. You can't be 500 pounds in Minnesota and live normally. They figured out how to do it in the South. And why was that an idea I came up with? Well, funny you should ask. I did watch the Tammy Faye Baker movie on HBO. And you start looking into mega churches and shit like that. You inevitably get down to the South. And so I just thought that you just watch just these enormously, hideously enormous people just walking around like it ain't no thing. Like it ain't no thing. Look at me. Trying to pile up. Just walking around like it's a thing. And they just do it. God damn. I don't know how many of you have seen the Tammy Faye Baker movie on HBO. Checked it out or give a fuck. I'm going to have a very quick analysis of that too. Here you go. HBO movie built her as this babe in the woods and just blindly supporting her husband while he did all the tax stuff and all this other stuff and just how she... And then on the other hand, she's this powerful woman who's trying to make a name for women in the televangel. You can't be both. You can't. Here's what they're trying to show. And here's the reason. Tammy Faye Baker is one of the very few televangelists who can be seen by the left, by the Hollywood left, as a good girl. Or good girl's the wrong way of saying that, but someone on their side. You know, she's pro LGBTQIA plus. Is that the full one now? I don't know. She's full all that. She's, you know, AIDS patients at the time. She was the liberals' televangelist at the time. So she can't be the bad guy in an HBO movie, right? So she had no idea what was going on with her husband and the money and all the stuff that was going on with him and all the stuff he was doing. Because that would have made her a party to the crime. Which, if you look at the legal stuff, she may very well have not been involved at all. The court documents would say so. But you can't in one breath say, oh yeah, she was just trying to get her word out and her husband fucked over everything, and then go to the next scene and say, look at how strong and powerful of a woman she is. You're not both, okay? I know she's your girl. I know she's the one that you've gotten along with this entire time. I know that. I understand it's hard for you. She's not both. And you try to figure out, is this the liberal people saying, you know, here's how to be a good Christian? Is this Hollywood saying like it, you know, or is this the woman movement saying, yeah, look at this powerful woman even in the church at this time? You can't have it both fucking ways. Pick one or the other. You're either a strong, powerful woman, and you have to take some of the abuse for the sins of your husband, or you're a lost sheep and you don't get any credit for how strong and powerful you are. That's all I got on the Tammy Faye thing. Really trying to make sure that broad came out looking clean. People still birdwatch? What the fuck is bird watching? I don't know. I don't get it. People walk around parks with fucking... Like, there's better things to do. You know that, right? Like, every bird has been seen. You can look up pictures of it. Fucking bird watchers? Still a bird watcher society? What the... I have some weird hobbies myself, and I know I'm gonna... But come on, bird watching. Come on, people. The only people who should actually be bird watching are the families of binocular makers. I don't know. I just don't get bird watching. I don't get it. Didn't know this little thing, and there's people like under 30 doing it. I figured out an issue I may run into. This is the worst thing that could have ever happened to me based on social media. I have found reasons not to lose weight. There's obviously the real reasons, the diet that sucks and working out more is... I don't know if I have fat features. There's a possibility I have fat features. Obviously, when someone loses a lot of weight, you get like the John Goodman flop and, skin going all over the place. You get that. That's going to happen when you lose weight. There's ways to fix that. But have you ever looked on someone you went to elementary to high school with, seen them on social media, it's like, oh wow, they lost a lot of weight, but then realized they have a fat mouth. They still have fat person teeth. And honestly, I don't know if there's a way to fix that. How do you fix fat teeth? And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna judge me and you're gonna, what the guys. Everyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Everybody has seen it. People who lose weight, whose faces look weird. I said that and it immediately popped in your. Someone popped into your head. Said, "Oh wow, yeah, she did look weird when she lost all the weight," or "Wow, yeah, he was almost attractive when he was fat, but now he just looks like he's gonna kill someone at a bus stop." I don't know what the fuck. They can't fix fat. Like, you see it, you see eyes, you see teeth, mouth/teeth, nose you can get away with. There's just a lot of shit that if you've been fat too long has grown into it. And I could honestly see myself having fat teeth. If I lost a shit ton of weight, I could see myself having fat teeth. And I don't know how to fix that. And we all know. And that's kind of creepy looking, right? I can't be the only one who notices this, right? Go on your Instagram, your Facebook, and look at people from high school / elementary school who lost a shit ton of weight, and I guarantee you go through 3 of them, one of them is still gonna have fat teeth. Maybe fat eyes, maybe both. It's unfortunate, and I don't know, we haven't figured that one out yet. We figured out, cutting off a bunch of the extra skin. We haven't figured out fat teeth yet, and I don't know. Hopefully someone figures it out, because they're trying to better their life, and they shouldn't look scary when they do it. It's unfortunate, really. So there's another reason. Here's another reason why you don't. Another fantastic reason why not to lose a whole shitload of weight. Speaking of social media, I did see like that. Chris just made another segue, folks. You're welcome. Speaking of social media, just saw a tweet that Bernie put out talking about the effectiveness of masks and the N95 masks, and his big thing was everyone needs an N95 mask. Homeboy loves giving shit out for free, doesn't he? I'm not gonna sit here and argue the merits of a bunch of free shit for nothing, or having to, work to, get something, maybe. I'm not going to argue, though. What I am going to argue is, Bernie, have you just given up? Have you just stopped? You just said, hey, look, I'm the free shit guy. So you know what? I'm just going to go on and say everyone deserves this for free, this for free. And maybe somewhere down the line, maybe somewhere in between those, I can get some of the shit paid for. Maybe. Do you not have any other ideas? So it's like, here's stuff people are using. Let's give it away. Are you out of ways to keep yourself relevant? Bernie, the mask thing is ending. Why are you trying to give them away for free? That's another thing. You're giving away shit that people aren't going to use. That 85% of the country is tired of fucking using. You want to give it away for free? That's what you want to give away? No, Bernie is the free shit guy. That's all he is. He's the free shit guy. That's what he ran on. And so this is the newest thing he said, that like, hey, look, we can give this away for free. Let's do that. As long as we make people pay the fair share. Retire. If you're just hanging on by the thread of being the free shit guy, and that's the only idea you have is to tweet out shit that says, oh, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff, just retire. It's done, bud. It was funny. If you look at the last Democratic primaries, and there's that whole moment where in the first debates, I wrote the damn bill. And then he tried to bring up that line at every other debate, and it didn't work. He was a joke in the last presidential run. And I feel bad for the fucking guy because, I don't know. I have a feeling, just by reading his tweets, just by looking at that, he has gone away from anybody who is going to say, dude, shut the fuck up. Just stop. He's gone to that level of fame where the only people who are he's going to allow around him or that are going to be around him are going to be, yes, sir. Yes, of course. Oh, Mr. Sanders, that is, or Representative Sanders or the Honorable Sanders. The only people around him are going to just blindly say yes. So none of this shit's getting to him like, dude, shut the fuck up. Or, Mr. Sanders, that's not the best idea. Or that's going to look pretty fucking stupid. He doesn't have anyone to say that. So, let's just give out free shit. And if you're really trying to do stuff like this, and you're really trying to stay in the game, you being known as the free shit guy to just some dumb schmuck who lives in the Northwest like me, imagine what crazy white right-wing people are saying when they see tweets like that. Like I'm saying, oh, well, look, the free shit guy's back at it again. Imagine what they're fucking saying. The New World Order. Oh, yeah, they're trying to... Optics, bro. You could say what you believe without sounding like a fucking zealot. Like, I don't know. I think I just get worried because when I see the whole, let's give away your N95 mask to everybody. It's like, oh, if he's going to want to do that, he's going to want to find a way to make everyone wear them longer. And obviously Fauci wants to because he loves being famous. I have never been an anti-masker, an anti-vaxxer, anything along those lines, but people are done. You keep trying to, scare people with these, more regulations. And, oh, no, here's a new variant. We better hope we can... No one gives a shit anymore. No one cares. There's the argument that I have heard, or I didn't hear it, but I'm just about to make it, that maybe the original lockdown didn't do enough for the New World Order, so they're going to try to put in another one. Ain't gonna happen, folks. Another quote-unquote lockdown, no matter how bad the new variants get or anything like that, is never going to happen. Never gonna happen, no matter how bad. It could be real, it could be fake. Who knows? Because the doctors are going back and forth because... Not going to get into that. You realize you were only able to sell the first lockdown to us, really, because of George Floyd? We had bigger shit to worry about than... I mean, we had to worry about our health, but then there's a more pressing matter to deal with. And then by the time you got done with dealing with that matter, oh yeah, you can't go to restaurants for another 6 months. All right. Well, there's that. So if a new variant comes out and they want to lock us down, be on the lookout for some sort of social unrest. Some trans baby is not going to be allowed on a bus, and shit's going to pop off. And when we get done protesting that and all that, once we get done with that, we're going to look up and say, oh, all the restaurants are closed again. It's going to happen. Although, before I wrap this up, I'm going to give you the real information, all right? COVID only spikes until kids are home from school. COVID was really bad going into Thanksgiving, and then Thanksgiving the day after, like, oh, maybe it's not as bad. They can go back to school on Monday. Then all of a sudden, oh my God, it's spiking again. Then Christmas break comes around, like, oh, you know what? We can still spend time with our families. It's not that bad. This one isn't as deadly. Now we're starting to see it build up again. Kids have been back at schools, like, oh, now we can worry about you. I don't know if Groundhog's Day counts for a school vacation, but next time kids have a day off or any length of time, you're going to see COVID cases or COVID worry, not cases, you're going to see COVID worry slowly build back up until, kids are home from school for a week. Oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe they can go do stuff again. Maybe they can. COVID fear and kids not being at home, there is a very real, Christ, I've been so good now. I can't think of the. So good. This whole fucking episode. Remember word. Anyway, there's a real correlation. It's not the word I was looking for. It is a good word. There's a real correlation between how long parents have to spend with their kids and COVID concerns. In fact, if you look at it, when the vaccine came out in 2020, a lot of people say it was announced because, it was 2 days after, which I said as well, 2 days after, it was announced Biden was, won the election. No, that was 2 months into the school year of them once again being schooled from home. No. Summer's over. We're not supposed to be with these things anymore. We gave them the end of last year. Now they're supposed to go back. Wait, we can't until there's a vaccine. Let's get that fucking vaccine. Oh, there's a vaccine now. Yeah, 2 months into the school year. If you want shit to happen, keep kids at home. If you want things to happen on a grand scale, make the kids have to stay home. That's a reason why the lockdown won't happen. And the whole thing, like, you're going to have to figure out another riot to happen if you're going to sneak that in. So, who knows? I thought I ended decently strong. I usually am leaking oil by this time, but I think I ended okay. That's going to wrap up the first edition of the 2022. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a late night one because computer updates and whatever. I hope you enjoyed it. If I could get my lazy fat ass off the couch enough, you'll be getting an episode more than once a fucking month. I may have a special surprise coming up next week. I may not. I may have a special surprise for our 50th episode. I may not. Alright, to wind down, I gotta do all the dumb plug stuff, so hit up my socials. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I might start a TikTok, but I don't know if that's worth it. Or if I know how, or not if I know how, but if I know how to post enough shit to make it worthwhile. I don't know. Also, the big news, t-shirt store. Teespring.com, C² Hour, or look for the link in the episode or on all my socials. Beyond that, the usual shit. Send me beer recommendations. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all that other happy horse shit. But I don't think there's anything else, so I will see you all next time.